You have definitely noticed this before. You walk into a room and suddenly can't remember why you came. You stand there, looking around and thinking, was I going to grab something? My phone, my keys, my wallet? And then it hits you. You unlock your phone to check one quick thing, and 20 minutes later, you can't even remember why you picked it up in the first place. But this isn't about laziness, age, or having a bad memory. Your brain is actually losing its ability to remember, and it's not happening by accident. Something much bigger and more unsettling is going on. And to understand what's really happening, we first need to figure out how the brain works, how memory is built, why it fails us, and how it sometimes invents things that never even happened. Let's dig in. Part 1. How memory works, and a bit about false memories. Our memory is a complex thing. It's a whole system that involves signals sent to different parts of the brain, neurons and the connections between them. Different types of memory are located in different sections. There is long-term memory, the one that holds memories of our life, events and experiences. The capacity of our long-term memory is astonishing. Some scientists believe the brain can process up to 2.5 million gigabytes of information. That's over 55,000 hours of 4K video. Then there is a short-term memory and working memory. Short-term memory is like a trap for information we have just received through our senses. For example, the pasta costs $5. I have $17 on me, and I also need something for breakfast. So, how many packs can I actually buy? That's your working memory at work. After that, the information is either erased or transferred into long-term storage. A failure can happen at any of these stages because our memory is selective. It automatically records what makes an impression on us. That's why our recollections of events are often fragmented. From your last vacation, you might remember dropping your earbud into a public toilet, while your friends remember grilling meat and having a great time. If you try to recall something you didn't pay attention to, your brain might fill in the blanks using details from other events. That's how false memories are created. This is what the Mandela effect is based on, a collective false memory. Part 2. Why we forget and why Google is to blame. It's important to understand that forgetting things is normal. What would actually be strange is if you never forgot anything, but there are people like that. They have hyperthymesia, a condition that allows them to remember almost every day of their life in incredible detail. You forget things for a few different reasons. First reason, too little time. For example, you join a group of new people and 10 people introduce themselves at once. By the fifth name, you already can't remember the first. It happens to everyone. You simply didn't have enough time to process the information. Second reason, lack of attention. Our attention is limited and in short supply. Imagine you are in an important meeting and suddenly a message pops up. Buy bread after work. You read it and 5 seconds later you have completely forgotten about the bread. That's normal. Your short-term and working memory have limits. Your brain prioritized finishing the meeting successfully and dumped everything else. The third reason, Google and search engines and neural networks in general. We live in an era where all of humanity's knowledge fits in our pockets, our phones. You just pull it out, Google something and move on. Because of this, the brain gets lazy and stops retaining even the simplest information. How to get to work without navigation, how long to cook rice, how to fix a bed, and so on. The brain doesn't see the point in wasting energy, and as a result, a person without a phone or the internet feels completely helpless, like being without hands. Part 3. How to train your memory. There are several techniques you can use. You can try them one by one or combine and mix them all at once. First technique, focus. To keep information from slipping away, you need to come back fully into the present moment. Tune out other thoughts and concentrate on what's happening right now. When we do things on autopilot, we might not remember at all whether we have done them or not. You can even say your actions out loud. It's Thursday, it's 9:45 a.m. and I definitely locked the car and parked it across from the pharmacy. Second technique, Add emotion. As we mentioned before, emotionally charged events are remembered better. That's why it's usually hard for us to memorize plain numbers or text without pictures. So, find ways to add emotion or a bit of fun to ordinary actions. Tap your fork on the table like a drum after unplugging the iron, or do a little dance by the door when you lock it, and so on. So, the third technique is to create associations. Connect new information to something familiar. For example, say the code for your door lock is 2580. It might seem tricky to remember random numbers, but once you realize that those digits form a straight line on the keypad, it instantly becomes easier. And finally, the basics. You might say, not those same old tips about sleep and a healthy lifestyle again. Yes, we have all heard them a million times, but have you ever actually tried to stick to them? Not for a few days, but long enough for them to become a habit. The benefits of quality sleep are scientifically proven. During sleep, that information moves from working memory into long-term storage. That's why neuroscientists say the best way to spend the night before an exam is to get a good night's sleep. And then there is exercise. When your body moves, your brain speeds up neurogenesis, the creation of new neurons and the strengthening of connections between them. Researchers at Columbia University have shown that this process is directly linked to working memory. So, the more active you are, the stronger your memory becomes. I hope, guys, this video was very helpful and insightful for you, and it will help you so much. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next videos. Bye bye.